Hey, Jim here. Got some more books back from CGC. I think there's 7 in here. I got some early McFarlane. Got a childhood book in here, which will be really cool, and a bunch of other good stuff. So let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed. So those of you following the channel probably have seen me feature this book quite a bit. It's because I bought something like a lot of 22 of these books at once. I think I paid $2 or $3 each. I basically got them for cover price. So I submitted, I think, 19 out of 22, if I remember correctly. So one of these is going to cost $2 and one about $3. I don't know the order without risking looking at the grade. One of these, though, I submitted because I thought it had a defect on it. I can't remember what it was, but I thought it was capped at 9.2. And the other one I thought would be a 9.8. So we'll probably find out on this first one which is which. So let's go ahead and see what CGC thinks. So this is the 9.6. I hope that's the 9.2 and not the 9.8. But yeah, we'll take a 9.6 either way. 9.6 is a good grade. I think I'd probably break even or make a little bit of money on a 9.6. But yeah, so we got a 9.6. So the other one hopefully is the 9.8. But I guess we'll find out right now whether this is a harsh grader. If this is like a 9.0, we might have a harsh grader here. And so fingers crossed. Let's see what we got. Okay, this is a 9.8. So the 9.2 was a 9.6, which is whatever that defect was. Let me see if I can find it on here. I think it was just a couple significant ticks right here on the book. Maybe that's why I thought they don't look as bad now that I'm looking at it. So I would probably now that I'm looking at it, probably grade this now a 9.4. I've learned quite a bit over the last few submissions about grading. And yeah, so I mean, I found out that I'm pretty conservative. It's hard for me to not be conservative, but we gotta adapt with the changing times. If there are changing times, I don't know. Maybe it's the same as it's always been. I just don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think grading has become more harsh, less harsh, stayed about the same over the last decade or so. If you've been in the game long enough to know. So we got Coyote number 12. This is early McFarlane art. This might be the first McFarlane art. Even though it doesn't say anything here, I think this might be the art that he created first. And it wasn't published first, though. And I got this for $25. Thought it was ultra high grade, but I unfortunately think I was only able to get it up to a 9.2. Now, based on my old way of grading, maybe this is a 9.4. But really, we just need to see what CGC thinks. Man. I will take this. Holy crap. I did not. Wow. This is a 9.8? There must be a common defect on here or something that I didn't know about. I mean, don't get me wrong. I saw this online. I thought it was a potential 9.8, but when I got it in, there's some defect on here that I thought would not allow me to get higher than a 9.2. The fact that I can't find a defect here, even though the lighting's pretty bad, makes me wonder about my grading, man. I must be way too harsh. I mean, I keep saying that, but I mean, I do see a color break right here. Oh, okay. 9.8. We might have a loose grader today. I didn't even anticipate getting that in a 9.8. I don't even know. I'm kind of speechless because, I mean, I want all the early McFarlane art in the 9.8, and I didn't think I was going to get this one because I had trouble finding high grade copies, and I just submitted that one because it was one of the highest ones I could find. So I guess that's going in the PC. Man, I mean, I'm just going to continue. We got X-Men number 207. I feature this a lot, and I've stopped buying this because I just have so many copies now, and I got so many 9.8s. I don't need any more copies, so I'm starting to look for other books as well. I highly recommend picking this one up in as high a grade as possible because I think it is a decent investment. It's, I've called it the poor man's 340, Hulk 340, but I mean, it's just John Romita Jr. I mean, he doesn't get much better than this cover, right? So I got this one for $20, and I thought I was able to get it up to a 9.4. This is a fine copy. I mean, not fine as in grade fine, but just a fine copy. I thought it had a chance of getting 9.4, so I mean, it could have a chance of 9.6 based on my conservative grading. And I'd be tickled to death if this somehow got that 9.8. I'm not banking on it because, I mean, I think we just may have gotten really lucky on that Coyote that I just happened to get one that had defects that were common on the book. But let's see what CGC thinks. Okay, 9.6, that's one grade above what I thought. So yeah, I'm not going to try and like get my head in the clouds here because they can't all be 9.8s, but very, very happy 9.6 white pages on that one. And I'll probably be selling most of these on my shortboxed. So just look in the description if you want to see my shortboxed account. If you're interested in any of these books, I let them go for, I keep them at fair market value or below. So I got Conan 241, and I feature this one again, newsstand. And once again, this is a book that I was trying to get. I already got my 9.8. I got my Conan newsstand 9.8 right here. That's my PC copy. I'll have it forever. But I thought I was able to get it to a 9.2. I paid about $30 for it, which is a really good price on an ultra high grade newsstand. So let's see. What does CGC think about this book? Wow. Man, I'm doing pretty good today. I know I usually run a little bit higher than what my conservative grading says. But yeah, to get a 9.6 on this is cool. I mean, 9.6 newsstand is nothing to shake a stick at, so to speak. That's a really strong grade for a book like this. So Amazing Spider-Man 149, the clone book. I picked up 2 of these recently. I've already featured one of them that I think was lower grade than this one. This one I think is a little bit higher grade. I think that other one was a came back a 6.5 if I remember correctly. But I thought I was able to get it to a 7.0. So that's what I'm hoping for here. Let's see if CGC agrees with my 7.0, or will they give me the 7.5, which is a grade higher than that's usually what they do if they're going to err. Exactly 7.5. I mean, it's kind of cool though, because my grading tool and myself grade this 7.0, and it's a little bit conservative, but it's really very in the ballpark. I mean, all I got to do is just adjust that grading tool just a little bit. And if you want to know what that is, just look in the description. I talk about it in my recent videos. I don't want to go into that again because you guys watching this that watch these videos already know about it. So yeah, very cool. I'm very happy to have a 7.5 clone book here. Yeah, that's a nice one. So last one. This one I bought off the stand when I was just a wee lad. Fell in love with this immediately when I saw it in the comic store back then. And for obvious reasons, I was a huge Transformer collector. And this is one of the reasons I started collecting comic books. So yeah, when I was a kid, I collected Transformers when I was 9, 10, 11 years old, whatever. I had tons of them. I still do. I kept them. They're in a box somewhere. And I have one out right here, my Devastator. Right? And I have my 9.6 copy that I bought for a very good price a couple of years ago. And I mean, it wouldn't be a great price now, I don't think, but it was back then. But this book holds its value pretty good. So, yeah, childhood book. I mean, I read this thing. I read it hard. But I did kind of have a little collector mentality even back then. I tried to keep things nice. So I wasn't like stuffing it in a pocket or folding or anything like that. I tried to take care of my books. I bagged and boarded back then, but I did read them. This is read multiple times by me and probably my brother as well. So after all was said and done, I actually think this could be a 9.6. Now, I think it's a borderline 9.4, 9.6. And the fact that I'm calling it a 9.6 is probably, it's tough for me to be subjective because it's my personal book that I bought as a kid for the 75 cents. So I don't have any hopes of this being a 9.8. That's not going to happen. There's defects on here that I know are not common, that there's no way. But I think it could squeak out the 9.6. But I'm happy with 9.4. Or 9.6. So what does CGC think? How did I treat my childhood book, the one I tried to take care of? Does it agree with me having ultra high grade 9.4, 9.6? Okay, that makes me happy. So I was able to maintain, the 9.6 all these years, traveling around house to house, through college, through everything, dragging these long boxes around. I think I had 5 or 6 of them from my childhood, and that is really cool. Get this in a 9.6. I currently have a 9.6, but this one is going to take its place because this is my childhood book. I'm going to have to mark it on here that it's childhood, put a label on the back. But man, that is one beautiful book. Wow. That's the kind of thing that makes me happy. So let me know in the comments, do you have any kid books still hanging around? Have you graded them? How did they hold the are they 9.0s, 9.4s, 9.8s? Or, are they just keeping them raw, or are they mid-grade copies, whatever? Did you take care of your books? Was it on your radar back then to take care of books? So I'd really love to know what everybody else's experience was on that. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Stay nerdy, and I will see you in the next one.